Good afternoon students and welcome to today's lecture. In today's lecture, we will be dealing with another asexual reproduction process, that is the budding. This process of asexual reproduction takes place in unicellular organisms like yeast as well as in multicellular organisms like Hydra. Actually, what happens in this budding process? In budding, what happens? A small part of the body of the parent organism, it grows out or bulges out in the form of a bud. Then this bud detaches or separates from the parent body, and then this bud lives like a separate individual. This process of budding is actually very common in simple multicellular organism like Hydra. So we will be dealing now how this process of budding takes place in Hydra as well as in simple unicellular organisms like yeast. Okay, so budding in Hydra. First of all, what happens? This Hydra, parent Hydra, grows to its full extent. After that, a small bud starts to bulge out or develop. Before detaching, what happens? This bud develops into a new organism which then detaches from the parent organism's body, and then this Hydra, it lives like a new parent offspring. Okay, so this was the process of budding in Hydra. In yeast, what happens? In yeast, what happens? The budding process takes place. A simple yeast cell, first it forms a bud and then detaches. There are two ways of the detachment. The first one is actually quite not common. Why? Because the budding process in yeast, it is so fast that it actually forms branching. So this was all about the process of budding. We will discuss about another asexual reproductive process called as the spore formation process. But before we read the spore formation process, we must know what actually are spores. Spores are actually reproductive body, actually microscopic reproductive bodies which are covered with a protective coat. Spores are actually just like seeds in a plant. The main difference between the seeds and the spores are that the spores are microscopic. They cannot be seen with the naked eye, and these are present all around us in the air. While the seeds, these are macroscopic and are visible to us with the naked eye. Actually, these spores are so light that they can float in air, and then when they land on something, they germinate. So what happens in spore formation process? What happens? The parent plant, it produces hundreds of microscopic reproductive units, and these hundreds of microscopic reproductive units are called as spores. When these spore case or the sporangium of any plant or the fungus, Rhizopus, breaks, then what's happened? These microscopic units are released into the air, and when these microscopic units are spores, they land on food under certain favorable conditions like moisture, water, then they germinate and forms new organism. This method of reproduction is most common in Rhizopus fungus, which is also called as bread mold. What happens? As you can see the structure of a bread mold or the Rhizopus fungus. It consists of thread-like structures which are called as hyphae and some root-like structures which are called as the rhizoids. This Rhizopus fungus consists of a spore case, just like we have suitcase for keeping things. These bread molds have a spore case for storing of spores. So what happens? Once this Rhizopus grows, after some time, during certain conditions, what happens? This spore case bursts and these spores are released into the air. When these spores, they germinate or they fall on food under favorable conditions, they germinate to form more fungus. So this is the process of spore formation. I hope these two topics called as the spore formation and the budding process was clear to you. This video was of help to you. Keep watching. Do like the video. Share this video. Subscribe the channel. Stay home. Stay safe. Thank you.